Hey everybody, this is Geneva of Geneva's Closet Talk Show. How you doing this fabulous, wonderful, fabulous Wednesday morning? It is 7:43 a.m. my time. I got my swimming suit on. I'm about to go swimming, but I needed to come on here so we can talk about this news. Please make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you haven't already done so. And then if you want to email me about something, people, you can email me at genevascloset22@gmail.com. And did I say hey to all of my subscribers, closet seekers, ladies in blue, and people that will sit there and watch but never say anything? It's quite all right, people. You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. And you can also follow me on Facebook at Geneva's Closet because 9 times out of 10, if I'm not over here, people, I'm right over there at Facebook. You better check a log on over the anti-ways. Did you hear me? Did I say that quick enough? Let's get on to the news. We're talking about Steve Harvey. We talking about Steve. The subscriber sent me this yesterday. I said, really, bitch? Is this what's going on? Is this finna refresh so I can read this? It says shameless Steve Harvey dumps longtime staff after show cancellation. He done did it again. That's what I said. I said, really, bitch, she done did it again. Let's just go into it. This is coming from Radar Online. Steve Harvey is saying goodbye to his show and with that, to his entire staff. As RadarOnline.com has learned, the star just filmed the final episode of his syndicated daytime talk show, Steve, and has already moved on, not returning any of his former staff's calls or emails. Steve is the king of being not grateful. He filmed his last show on Thursday, and by Friday, he had already moved on, a source told Straight Shooter. Shuter. I don't know, whatever. In his podcast, Straight Shutter, Naughty But Nice, Rob Shooter, spills details about Harvey's unfriendly show exit. Steve didn't know many of his staff names, so he didn't have time to forget, said the insider. The few staff who have his email and contact number have already been deleted, and the 1 or 2 farewell notes he received were not returned. Radar readers know Harvey's show was canceled because he was too cheap to hire any real talent. Now Kelly Clarkson is taking over his daytime slot. After a show gets canceled, it's usual for the host to take the crew and producers out to say thank you and goodbye. However, with Steve, it's out of sight, out of mind. He will be blaming them for getting bumped, said the source, as if it as if that wasn't enough. NBC quickly replacing Harvey, 62, with Melissa McCartney as host of Little Big Shots. Woo! And I just think that's messed up. Because it's one thing if they're just going to cancel the show, because they don't want to do Big Shots anymore, the ratings, whatever. No, they just don't want you on there. They're replacing you with Melissa McCartney. And then it was something else that I read. Where was it at? Let me find that show. It was Steve's show. And right, when it said that whole thing about he was too cheap to hire or whatever, because I can admit that when I was first seeing Steve's show, the new show, when I moved to LA, I don't know what he was doing. I was like, what type of guests are these for the Steve Harvey show? You've been in the industry forever, and these the people you pulling? Not to say everybody was bad, but I was just, I really didn't understand. But anyway, this is another article from Radar Online that says Steve Harvey's show has been canceled. We already know that. According to a television insider, the 62-year-old turned down an A-list booker because it was too expensive. And I had never heard of that before. Instead, he has a daytime person producing a nighttime talk show, a nighttime type show. So many industry people called when it first started and said how unwatchable it was. The source claimed Harvey's goal is to become a billionaire. That's why he ain't sleep. Remember, he said that people don't sleep because he up watching the stock market and stuff. He's trying to get on that billionaire status, basically. He's 60 years old. Time is running out. Dang, that's a little messed up to say that. Okay. So it was now or never. But Steve is one of those people who doesn't like the whole 10% to pay his manager because he's cheap. The man is very cheap. According to another insider, the place is now a bloodbath as people are in agony over losing their jobs. Everyone is fired and looking for new jobs. The insider said Steve couldn't care less. He isn't worried. He isn't worried about that at all. He isn't worried that these people cannot pay their rent. That's what it says. Why is Steve gonna be worried about them paying rent when Steve trying to figure out about his own job? He done lost 2 jobs. He done lost Big Shots and Steve and the radio thing. Did we not forget about the whole radio thing that he had that he lost? I forgot when that was. So he done already lost that. He's sitting up here selling properties for whatever reason, trying to hurry up and do that. This man got something going on. As Radar previously reported, the Steve staff wrapped up production on the Los Angeles set this week. In an interview with Variety in January, Harvey admitted his show was dropped by NBC Universal, but said he still hoped the show would get picked up elsewhere. Yeah, they did, Steve. I don't know. He certainly didn't win over the staff. Radar reported Harvey wrote a nasty email to his employees after the show relocated to LA from Chicago in 2017. Remember that letter he wrote? Do not come to my dress room unless invited. He ordered, do not approach me while I'm in the makeup chair unless I ask you to directly. Remember he wrote that? So do you think that that's probably why he didn't send an email and stuff? I mean, because he could have sent the email. But was it going to be a mean email and you didn't want to send an email because you feel like they're going to leak it or something like that? But then the first thing I thought when I read this is, would Steve Harvey do that again? After what happened with the whole Chicago thing, would you actually treat your staff like that again, knowing that if the blogs or the news find out, they're going to report it? Would he repeat that? I don't know. He repeated some things in his marriage, didn't he? So it's possible. It's possible. Anyway, people, tell me what you think about this whole thing. Right? He too busy worried about if is he gonna get a Facebook show? Him and Maji. Is they gonna do something on Facebook? And we can all be together. Us, him, you know, the guy trying to be on billionaire status, we can all be on Facebook with our own talk shows. Never thought that Steve would come down to our level and be on Facebook, but he just may be on Facebook. Please make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you haven't already done so. Again, here on YouTube. And tell me what you think about this whole thing. Would he do that to his staff again? Do you think Radar Online is being truthful? You know, because some people don't believe Radar Online. And I personally haven't seen any other, as of this morning, I didn't see any other blogs reporting this. So do you think Radar Online is off? Or do you think, no, that sounds about right? That sounds like Steve Harvey would do. Please make sure you go and subscribe to me on Facebook too, people. If you haven't, or go like it, whatever, on Facebook. Right, so what do y'all think? Anyway, please make sure you leave your comments and tell me what you think about this whole thing with Steve Harvey. Again, people. Anyway, I will talk to you later. You have a fabulous day, people. Bye.